So, number one, I'm going to hit you off with 7 strategies and tips. If you take these away and you apply these today, you can have great success with your jewelry business, and you will see results if you follow through. Number one is to know your audience. Now, you see that I start with this a lot when I'm giving tips for marketing strategies, because guys, this is the foundation. You have to know your audience. Who are you selling to? Who in this big world, okay, awesome, Dion, are you selling to? Who are you selling to? It's so important to know. Let me ask you some questions. Write these questions down. I want you to ask yourself, who am I selling to? Who does this jewelry and accessories appeal to, okay? What type of person? What gender are they? Which age group are they, okay? Where do they hang out? What are they interested in, and what do they like? It's so important to do your homework so that you know who your customer is, what are their ages, because I was selling a lot of older pieces on Instagram to a younger audience, and sometimes the audience just wasn't matched. I was trying to do a lot of things before the wrong audience, okay? So thank you so much, Jocelyn, for sharing. Thank you so much for that. So I was doing a lot of promoting to the wrong audience. So it's so important, guys, that you know who exactly your audience is. That is the foundation of any business, is to find out, do some research, discover who your ideal customer is. Because if you don't know who they are, you're going to get lost along your way. And I would hate to see that happen to you, okay? You end up selling stuff. You really have no real purpose. You really have no real focus. You kind of get lost. You kind of lose motivation. You're really not sure who to sell this stuff to, like who wants my stuff, okay? So I just want to save you that mistake. The first foundational building block to any business is to learn your customer. Do some research, guys, on your customer. And there are lots of places you can do that. You can do that by socially listening on different social media platforms. If you have an audience, begin asking them questions. Hey, Lori, how are you? Welcome in. I'm doing great. So you definitely want to start to ask your customers the right questions, find out more about them, do some social listening, learn your ideal customer. Is it important to know what they eat for dinner and what kind of clothes they like to wear and how old they are? Yes, heck yes. Find out everything about them that you possibly can so that you can rock it out, okay? Number 2, please don't try to sell to everyone. Your product has an audience, but it is not everyone. Every single woman in the world is not going to want your stuff. While I'm there, I also want to say, be mindful that just because you like it, it doesn't mean that everyone else is going to like it. Your taste, your style may not appeal to your audience. So I always want you to listen to your audience first. You are not necessarily in business to serve women or to serve people who like exactly what you like. Okay? That's not always the goal. Right? You are here to serve your customer, and your customer may like very different things than you like. And that was something that I had to get through my thick head. I'm kind of basic. I'm kind of plain. Maybe not as much now, but I'm not going to go over the deep end with my style and with my fashion. But a lot of the ladies that I was serving will. They like a lot of big gawky jewelry. That's what they like. So you have to find out what your customer likes. You got to get into it. You got to get into fashion. It's an accessory. It's fashion. If you're not into fashion and you really hate fashion and fashion is painful for you, you may possibly be in the wrong niche, because you want to be passionate about what it is that you sell. All right? Because that energy attracts great energy back to you. And when you're not passionate about what it is that you're selling, guys, people know that. All right? And they kind of echo that back to you. So as a quick reset, guys, it's Dallas Gordon here, ecomcashqueen.com. Today we're talking about how jewelry sellers can increase sales and get results. As you guys are coming in live, say hello to your girl. Drop me a comment below and hit the share and invite button to others so that other people can get in here that need to get this information. Okay, so number 2 was don't try to sell to everyone. Don't waste your time. That piggybacks off of our first step, find your ideal customers. Who are they? And they can be more than one prototype. They can be more than one person. That's all good. But just know that you're not going to be able to appeal to all audiences, you know, with your jewelry. I mean, I was up there trying to sell to teenagers, but people on my mom's job, her age, were liking my jewelry. Thanks for that love. Okay, I was thinking that I was selling to a younger audience, but my stuff wasn't appealing to a younger audience. If I had done some research instead of just jumping in head first thinking I know it all, I would have known that. You see what I'm saying? It can save you some steps if you know who your audience is. Is it that mid-aged woman? Is it the 35 to 45-year-olds? Is it the 25 to 35-year-olds? Or is it the 45 to, 65-year-olds? Where is the range? Who are you selling to? Who are you appealing to? It's important to know that so that you can hit the nail on the head, okay? Number 3, Facebook groups, live events, live broadcasts, virtual parties, webinars. Show them what you got and show up. I'm going to say this again. Facebook groups, events, live broadcasts, virtual parties, and webinars. And if you are into local parties, show up there as well. If you're into conferences, show up there as well. But I'm more of a virtual coach in the digital space, so that's more what I'm going to focus on, because you can cover a lot more ground virtually than you can in person, but you still should be in person because it's still important, okay? And when you are doing these things, guys, it's not all about the sale. I want to say that again. When you're showing up virtually, Facebook groups, events, live broadcasts, virtual parties, okay, and webinars. When you're doing these things, this is not all about the sale. Thanks, Felisa. It's not all about what you're selling. So one thing I want you to understand is every single person that you come in contact with, there is a lifeline between you and that person. You can either strengthen that lifeline, and it can last you for a very, very long time. Thanks, Jocelyn. Or you can just have a 5-second fling with that person and it be over. So every person that comes into my funnel, that comes in contact with me, there is a lifeline. Whether they stay or go depends upon the value of the relationship, the value that they place on their relationship with me. So if you meet me, you're not getting any information from me. I'm never giving out anything that might be appealing to you that might be free. Some of it might be free. 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to strengthen my relationship with you because you don't necessarily want to buy from somebody you don't know. You want to get to know me. You want to make sure that I'm educated and I'm knowledgeable about what I'm talking about. You're not interested in buying from me if you don't know me. You don't know what I'm talking about, right? So if I was completely silent online, I never said anything, I never gave you any information that you consider to be valuable, the lifeline would be very short between you and me. You would not want to continue down and through my funnel. You would not want to continue to show up for what I got. You wouldn't, right? So I want you to understand that when you're showing up in your Facebook groups, your events, your live broadcasts, your virtual parties, and your webinars, your customer or your potential customer will always ask one question. The whiffum factor. What's in it for me? What's in it for me? It's human nature. When you get into friendships, when you get into relationships, no matter what you tell yourself, you always are going to ask yourself, what's in it for me? If there's absolutely nothing available, that there's no energy that you can get from a relationship, what is the point in you being in it? That's a whole nother story, but it relates to this, and it's the same way that your customers feel. So make sure that when you're showing up in groups, make sure that when you're doing virtual parties, that you're doing it from a very creative angle, so that because you know your customer, you're being sure to include some things that your customers find valuable. Okay? Make noise about your jewelry and what you offer, but do not try to sell all the time, please. It will turn people off, and I can promise you it will repel people. If you are on your personal timeline, if you are on your social media accounts 1,500 times a day selling the newest piece, just understand people are repelled by that. Okay? And don't forget, posting to social media is not necessarily selling. Okay? So I just want you to know that. I want you to ask yourself, how can you get the attention of your audience? What makes you stand out? And just a few ideas, host giveaways. Giveaway incentives come from a certain angle, and that's where knowing your audience becomes important. Right, Dion? Does your audience value positive quotes? Does your audience value humor? When they come onto social media, they want to feel good. Are you providing them that experience? You can come from that angle. Positive quotes are great for people. Humor is great for people. Make it fun and engage them. What can you give away? You want to grow your group? You want to grow your page? You want to grow your Instagram account? Do a giveaway once a month and see what happens. See how viral you go. That was something that I would do with my jewelry store. I would do giveaways like once a month. It was nothing for me to give away something. It was nothing for me. It didn't cost me a lot to do it. But guess what? It got my jewelry on that customer. It got them excited. It made them want to spread the word. It grew my following. It got me some nice pictures of some customers in my jewelry. And people followed me because they were excited about what it was I was doing. Number 5, get your jewelry on people. Get good pictures of your jewelry. Do you want me to tell you my turning point? My turning point for my jewelry store was when I started buying my jewelry, taking it outdoors in some great sunlight, and taking some rock star pictures of my jewelry. And I personally would take a lot of pictures with my jewelry in nature, on rocks. I mean, you can find anything in your backyard to make your jewelry pop. People want a lifestyle experience with the product. They want to see you in it. They want to see others in it. They want to see influencers in it. They want to see it out there in nature. They want to see those kinds of things behind your jewelry. They want to see it in action. They want to see it alive. They don't want to see stock photos from your website. Okay, so get your jewelry on people. Ask your customers and incentivize them for sending you. Yes, Dion, incentivize them for sending you pictures of them with the jewelry. Have a hashtag going. You know, hashtag whatever store, and we will feature you. It will start a trend. People will start to do it because what's in it for me factor. People love to be featured. People love attention. Give them that attention, okay? Get in contact with vloggers, which are video loggers. They are like bloggers, but YouTube. Okay, get your jewelry on video, right? Contact some influencers, contact some bloggers. Instagram is a great place to do that. Get your jewelry on others. Get your jewelry on people so that they can share it, not only with their following, okay, but you can share the pictures as well with yours to show your followers that high authority people are wearing this stuff and they're excited about this stuff. And I used to specifically work with a lot of high authority bloggers. Do you know why? Because when they would write about my store and link back to my store, Google would give my store more credibility and push me up in search engines because these high authority blogs were vouching for me. Keep that in mind. But you want to make sure that they don't have a lot of spam links, and there are places online where you can check sites. I can't think of the name of the site right now, but there are places where you can check sites to see what kind of sites are linking to them, to see if they're spammy. You can. I think Alexa is a great place to check their website score, things like that. So do your homework before you work with people. You don't want to work with just anybody, okay? You don't want to put your brand on just any influencer, okay? But it works. You don't have to necessarily go to Fashion Week, but an influencer can. I worked with an influencer who lived across country. She went to all the fashion events. She wore my jewelry to the fashion events. She blogged about it. She talked to people about my pieces. She even went on a show, a television show, and talked about my pieces. Though you may not be able to be everywhere all the time, but your partnerships can, and your collaborations can. So utilize that, okay? Number 6, build a list. Build a list. What freebie can you develop? Do you have a freebie? Do you have a freebie? Okay? Lists are a great way to keep the conversation going, guys, right, with your potential customers. Welcome in, guys. Once again, it's Dallas Gordon, ecomcashqueen.com. Please share and invite and spread some love. We're talking today about how jewelry sellers can increase sales and get results. As of right now, I have the Canva class going on. It is only $37. Grab your spot Link is below, bit.ly/Canva-works. I want to see you in class. Replay is available also. Welcome in. Thank you for coming in, and good morning to you as well. Okay, so going over number 6 again, build a list. And continue following me if you want to learn how to do that. Build a list, create a freebie, make yourself valuable. Don't forget to take surveys. Survey your customers. Survey your email list. Ask them what they want. Tell them about your discounts and specials. Get them onto a list. Get them off of social media and onto an email list and start to communicate with them in the inbox. Please. It is the lifeline of your business. Facebook could shut down today or tomorrow. My question to you would be, would you have a business? Where would you find those people that you've been talking to on social media platforms? If the social media platform either bans you from it or it gets shut down, would you have a business? Do you have an email list that you own that belongs to you where you can market directly to your customers? And freebies, guys, it can be a guide, how to clean your jewelry, how to style your jewelry, what types of jewelry fit for different types of women who do different types of things. Jewelry that's great for stay-at-home moms, jewelry that's great for the working woman, right? Jewelry that's great for the fashion-forward, working woman, right, Fiosha? Whatever you need to do, have a guide. Establish yourself as an authority before your audience, right? Provide them some value. Make yourself valuable, and people will see value in you, and they will respect your time enough to make a purchase and make a purchase again and again and again. I promise you, if you take these steps and you take them seriously, your customers will value you. And the lifespan of your customers will be very long, maybe even forever, okay? So keep that in mind. The last one, guys, is brand yourself. Brand yourself. I don't care what company you sell with. I don't care what umbrella you're under. I don't care if you're under these different network marketing, MLM communities. It doesn't matter. Brand yourself. I need for you to stand out. Why should someone buy from you? Why should somebody use your code, your ID? Okay? Why should somebody buy from you when you are just like every other representative of the company? What makes you stand out? Take a few additional steps and brand yourself. I need for you to figure out what it is that you stand for. What are you passionate about? What is your why? And I need for you to communicate that into your brand story, into your colors, into your messaging. Make it align. Just because you sell underneath somebody's umbrella doesn't mean that you can't take the time to brand yourself, just as someone would if they created their own product. Take it to the top. These ladies that you see at the very top of these MLM and network marketing communities, I want you to ask yourself, what is it about them that appeals to people? Why are they selling so much? Why do they stand out? It's because they are the brand. They are the brand. They have branded themselves. If it's weight loss, they have actually used the products and they're looking good, and they infuse it in their everyday life, and they're showing you how they work out, how they use the products, how it's making a difference in their lives, and they're passionate about something, and they're always putting their mission statement out there into the world so that people can follow them. When you go out and you push your boat out into the river and you want to go fishing, okay, you know exactly what type of fish you are looking to catch, and you're going to act accordingly. So if you're going out there to catch a big old fish, you're not gonna show up out there with some small little net, because you know that net is not going to be big enough to catch the right fish. When you know what it is that you're looking to attract, whoever it is that belongs in your tribe will be magnetized to you like never before. But if you go out there with any old size net, any old equipment, any old branding, you're not really sure what your direction is. You don't know what your customer is, and you don't even really know why you're doing what you're doing. You're just not clear. Guess what? That is the response that you're going to get from your audience. You're going to get people here and there buying from you, but nobody's going to be serious about joining you because you don't have a mission.